Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Joey the Veiled Cottage Witch, and we are doing another deck review. And today we're doing the Druid Animal Oracle by Philip and Stephanie Carr-Gomm. If you watch this channel, you know that I'm a huge fan of this conglomerate. I have almost all of their decks. This is one that I have not reviewed on this channel, so how to dig it out. This one is working with the sacred animals of the Druid tradition. I have a lot of Druid decks because I love the Druid tradition. I have Druid tarot decks. I have Druid mythology books. I have tons of oracles and all of that. So I had to bring this one out. It is illustrated by Will Worthington. So the Druid Animal Oracle, bring the power of ancient Druid wisdom into your life. You are holding a source of great power and influence. The wisdom of the animal world drawn from the wellspring of ancient Celtic tradition. The Druids, like the Native Americans, revered animals as sacred guides, guardians, and protectors. Today, the book and beautiful card set of the Druid Animal Oracle can bring healing and will help you draw strength from its intuitive knowledge. From the interpretations of the card spreads and the animal lore given, you will gain powerful insights into your life situation and receive positive guidance for the future. Authors Philip and Stephanie Carr-Gomm are chief and scribe of the Order of Bards, Ovates, and Druids of the largest international groups. These are legit Druids who have gone through their 20 years of study to become official Druids. So they are legit. So let's break in. I love this box. This is why I can't put this in this, like the Druid Plant Oracle that I have also reviewed on this channel, has such a nice box set that I cannot just put it in a bag. I can't do it. So here we are. So this book, it reads like a story. Look at this. It's like I'm reading a golden book from when we were kids. So it has the Druid name, the common name, and then you've got keywords. You have what the card shows and all the details. And then you have the definition, and then what it is reversed. And then you have the story. This is the lore. And I love it because it just tells you at least 2 or 3 stories about it. So you're not going to get just a little paragraph of what wolf means. You're going to get an in-depth look at a few stories of why it means what it means. And it shows you, like, for instance, the tradition of the wolf, and you get the story of, let's see, the fort of the wolves, and then you get the wolf as clan totem, and then you get a story of the werewolf. So I love, love, love that. And then you have a really long introduction. So they want you to take this deck very seriously. And you know how to read an oracle, and then how animals were revered in the Druidic tradition. And then, you know, at the end, you've got a ton of spreads. So I love that, you know, showing you how to use the cards. So, I mean, this deck has it all. I mean, this could literally be, if you only had one Oracle deck, look how big this is. So this is not, you know, your basic bitch Oracle deck. And so just like the plant Oracle, let me use my handy dandy, porcupine quill. And then it has a couple, no, porcupine quill. All right. Then it has a medicine wheel. Look at that. How cool is that? And then on the back, it has, you know, complete spreads for you guys. If you want to set it out and map it out. I think that's super cool, especially for beginners. You know, got past, present, future, ideas, emotions, manifestations. And these spreads are also in the book. So I think that's super awesome. Now, let's look at the cards. Now, I did modify these for my widow hands. This is the size they were. You guys, that is bigger than my head. So it does come with blanks so that you can draw your own animals, which I think are really cool. That's very, very awesome. Okay. So let's dive in. So I did cut them so we don't have numbers, and that's fine with me. You know, with the animals, I don't really go by numbers, and I don't think they're numbered in here. They're just alphabetical. So here we have the bee. We have like this huge little tent here for a bee, huge beehive. Love it. Sorry, some of these are upside down. We have the crane, which is a very important animal in the Druid tradition. Look at all these symbols here. Full moon up ahead. Some hibiscus down here. Beautiful. Look at the otter. Little salmon jumping out. All of these symbols are explained in the book. I don't have it memorized. So we're just looking right now at the beautiful pictures. I'm not here to interpret. I'm here to ooh and ah with you guys today. Fox, look at the holly down here. These beautiful reeds in the snow. Foxes are known to be messengers of in and out of the fairy land. So I do know some things. I know more about plants than animals. Cows. Cows are famous for being ancient currency. So when I see cows, I think about prosperity. Frog. Look at the mushrooms. These look like fairy ink caps. Beautiful. Swans. Swans are sacred to the goddess Bridget. Bridget is my matron goddess. So swans are sacred to her. Beautiful. Hawk. Oh, look at that beautiful hawk. Now, these two fires, I do know, were lit on certain Sabbats as a purification rite, that they would lead animals through the purification fires to cleanse them and purify them as kind of a good luck charm for prosperity and good fortune. Hey, I know stuff. Bull. The drinking horn. Okay, but do we have to see his butt? I mean, come on. Horse. Horses are sacred to the Morrigan and her aspect of Makkah. So, yeah, I love Makkah. Very, very, very magical goddess, Makkah. Sow. Look at these little piglets. Aren't they cute? Ram, the symbol for Aries. Aries is my moon sign. Facing the world head on. Boar. Boar is sacred to Bridget as well. Look at the dandelions here. Of course, I'd find the plants, you know. Of course, I find them. Wolf. Wolf is sacred to the Morrigan as well. She's able to shapeshift into the wolf. Beautiful snowdrops here as a sign of spring. Raven, also sacred to the Morrigan. Beautiful raven. Reminds me of my bestie Bobby over at Wild Raven Tarot. Beautiful. The bear, very protective animal, very protective. Beautiful. The wren, beautiful bird. You look at that lightning. Goose. I like how they fly in a V. Got a little blackberry vine here. So blackberry is sacred to Bridget as well. Beautiful. Ah, a dragon. I almost forget that there's dragons in this. Oh, air dragon. There are 4 dragons that correspond to the elements. This one is the air dragon. I just forget about the dragons. I get so caught up in the animals, I forget there are dragons in here. Yes. Air dragon. Very cool. I love all the wispy clouds. The earth dragon. He almost looks like a snake. The eagle. Oh, look at those talons. They're scary. Eagle is a sign of Scorpio. Fire dragon. Reminds me of a phoenix. This is a torque. A torque is a sign of royalty in Druidism. Owl. My wife loves owls, so I'm always reminded of the owl. She has the tarot of the owls. I sometimes borrow that on my 1 card and 4 decks because I just love, it's a beautiful deck. Look at all the ivy we have right here. Beautiful. A little talisman here. Owls are a symbol of wisdom, also sacred to Athena and Minerva. Beautiful. Cat. Look at that big fat cat. Little dandelion down here. Yep. Big old cat. Dog. Look at the doggy. He's a shaggy dog. Loyalty and friendship. I always think when I see a dog. Water dragon reminds me of the Loch Ness monster. Yep, I love all these symbols in the stones. You know, you always want to really look at details when you have cards like these, especially big cards, because there are things hidden there. There's a reason why they're big. There's a little, what is that? A little shell. Salmon. This is hazel. This is the Conic well, the well of Conic, I believe. Famous salmon swim in that, and they eat the hazelnuts and they gain the wisdom of the hazel. And this is the symbol of hazel. The Ogham symbol right there. Love it. The adder. Look at that. I love it. Look at the Fibonacci symbol here. Never ending. Entwining, looking like a lemniscate or infinity symbol. I love it. I love snakes. My wife, not so much, but I love snakes. I think that they are fascinating. You know, not so much when they're in your yard. I get it, but I think they're amazing creatures. The hind, oh, beautiful. We got some oak down here. It looks like some fern, some acorns. I love this. Looks like the spotlight is on this little guy. So cute. Blackbird. Some rowan here. Beautiful. Look at this little crescent moon. Beautiful. Stag. Very, very sacred to Cernunnos. Antlered god of the wild. Beautiful. There he is. You guys see him? It's like find the hidden pictures. There's Cernunnos. Right there. Yay! I think that's the first time I noticed that. So, yay! Look at the mushrooms are growing on this birch trees. Love it. That's so cool. I'm so glad I found him. Yay! The hare, fertility, prosperity, abundance. Look at these standing stones. Beautiful. The seal, look at this rainbow coming through the clouds. I love seals. Look at that little fossil. Shells all around. Beautiful. Let's just get a message from Spirit. Let's do 1 card. Let's do 1 card. This is such a beautiful deck. Let's do one card for the rest of the week. And see what the rest of the week holds for us. And then I will read what it says. Oh, there it is. What? What? The stag. Okay. Story time. The stag. Let's find it. Need a table of contents here. 26. All right. Let me get a drink of water. I'm glad we only did one card. That way I can read the whole thing. All right. Stag is dash, D-A-M-H, and I think the M-H is an S-H, or Dow. It's one or the other. Pride, independence, purification. The card shows a stag bellowing as it stands before a gateway of birch trees. According to Druid tradition, the birch is the tree of beginnings, and the stag is a creature from the beginning of time. The gateway represents the place of transition from this world to the other world, right here. And the stag is often seen as an otherworldly messenger. On the rock beside him is the card figure of a man wearing antlers. He is the god Cernunnos, Herne the Hunter, or Merlin. The plants in the foreground are all associated with the stag pennycress, deer's pot herb, right here, mountain sorrel, deer's sorrel, common asparagus, deer's sunleek, and heath rush, deer's oats. That's all of this. He brings us the qualities of grace, majesty, and integrity. Contemplating the stag can help you achieve a greater sense of poise and dignity. I have 2 live shows, so I'm going to need this week. If you are ever confronted with a situation in which you feel vulnerable or under scrutiny, such as in a court of law or public appearance, by attuning to the stag and asking for the protection of his spirit, you will find yourself feeling calmer, stronger, and more dignified. The stag signifies independence too, both spiritual and physical. By drawing this card, you will be able to find the strength to gain and maintain your independence. In Ogham, the Druid language of the sacred trees, the stag is related to Baith, the birch tree, and the number 1. The birch is associated with the blessing of beginnings. It is auspicious to draw this card when contemplating new projects. The stag's connection with fertility and sexuality signifies you will find a way to bring dignity, grace, power, and integrity to your sexual life. All right, here we go, the tradition of the stag. I am a stag of 7 times. That's the Song of Amergin. All deer are beautiful, graceful creatures, but stags are also majestic. By virtue of their magnificent antlers, made up of a number of spikes or tines. The antlers start to grow in the early summer and are fully developed by rutting time, the mating season in late autumn. Around the Druid festival time of Imbolc on February 1st, they shed their antlers shortly before the birth of their young. According to Welsh tradition, the stag is one of the 5 oldest animals in the world. We read of these animals in the story of Culhwch and Olwen, the earliest of tales to speak of King Arthur and his knights. In the story of the young hero, Culhwch falls in love with the giant's daughter, Olwen. The giant will give his daughter's hand in marriage only if Culhwch performs 39 impossible tasks, such as to obtain the tusk of the chief boar and to capture the hounds of Rummy. But with the aid of Arthur and his men, the tasks are accomplished. Culhwch is wedded to Olwen and the giant is beheaded. One of the tasks set by the giant was to free Mabon, the Celtic divine youth or son of light, often equated with Apollo or Christ, from his underworld imprisonment. Arthur chose 4 men to seek Mabon, including Goer, interpreter of tongues, a man who could speak the language of birds and beasts. To discover the whereabouts of Mabon, they sought the oldest animal, the blackbird of Calgary. But the blackbird directed them to still older animal, the stag of Renfrew, or Fenbrick Hill. On reaching the hill, Goer said to the stag, "We are King Arthur's messengers. We have come to you since we know of no animal older than you. What can you tell us of Mabon?" The stag replied, "I know nothing of Mabon, but I will be your guide, and I will lead you to an animal that God made before me." He led the party to the owl of Colwood, who led them to the eagle of Burnaby, who directed them finally to the oldest animal of all, the salmon, who took them to the castle where Mabon was imprisoned. The stag is therefore one of 5 totem animals that are central to British tradition. The sequence of totem beasts from blackbird to salmon, representing a journey that moves us ever deeper into the realm of the otherworld. So, dressing as stags. For millennia, humans have attempted to partake of the stag's power, dignity, and connection with the otherworld by dressing as stags for ceremony and dance. In Britain, this ritualistic activity is at least 9,500 years old. Wow. At Starcar in Yorkshire, a Mesolithic settlement of this age has been excavated, and a number of stag skulls, complete with antlers, have been found with hollowed out insides and holes cut to make them easy to wear. The Celtic cauldron found at Gundestrup in Denmark shows Cernunnos, or a Celtic shaman, wearing such an antlered headdress, and human figures with antlered heads figure strongly in legend and folklore. Every year at rutting time in September, the Abbott's Bromley Horn dancers perform a dance with antlered headdresses. Such was the prevalence of similar activities throughout Britain that in the 7th century, St. Augustine issued strict instructions that no one must indulge in that mostly filthy habit of dressing up as a stag. Oh, it's so filthy. It's so filthy. Oh my gosh. The audacity. All right. Finally, Lord of the Animals. The Lord of the Animals was pictured as a man with antlers, the combination of human and animal characteristics signifying otherworldly powers. Such a figure is seen in the legend of Herne the Hunter, an antlered man living in Windsor Forest who is said to appear at times of national crisis, and in Cernunnos, the Celtic god of hunting. Traces of Cernunnos can be found in place names such as Cairney Abbas in Dorset, site of great ithophalic giant carved in chalk in the hillside. Cernunnos is associated both with fertility and hence sexuality, and with hunting and culling. He is seen as the lord of the wild hunt, which carries the spirits of the dead to the other world. As well as traveling to the other world with the wild hunt, the stag is also seen as a messenger from that realm, and for this reason he has often been associated with the festival of Samhain, October 31st to November 2nd, when the veil between this world and the next is drawn aside so that we can commune with the ancestors. He brings with him power and knowledge of this other realm, and he carries on his back not only the king of fairy, but Merlin too. There you have it. There's the stag. So he ties with Merlin and with Cernunnos and Herne the Hunter, the other world, and the land of fairy and sexuality and fertility and all those wonderful things. So there you have it. So I hope you enjoyed this deck review of the Druid Animal Oracle. I highly recommend it. I think it is a wonderful deck, especially to learn if you want to learn the animals, because there's a lot of information in this book. I mean, you could just get this to learn the animals. That's what I like to do. But you know me, I'm a nerd like that. So please like this video. Please subscribe if you'd like to see more deck reviews and more 1 card in 4 decks, more magical plant series that I have. I have other videos coming. I am also doing, speaking of druids, I'm also doing, as soon as I get done with my 1 card in 4 deck series, which I only have 11 more episodes of that, then I will be doing a Celtic Ogham series where I'll be talking about each Ogham individually, talking about lore, divination, medicinal properties, magical properties, deities, you name it. We're going to be talking about it. So I'm excited to do that. So please visit my website at theveiledcottagewitch.com. I have a store full of magical supplies and also medicinal remedies. I also have classes, workshops. You can sign up for readings with my tarot reader, Bobby Fierro over at Wild Raven Tarot. If you shop my store, please do remember to punch in the code word at checkout, all caps veiled. That gets you free shipping on your order. That's my gift from me to you and only available here on YouTube. So please don't forget to do that. If you'd like to financially support this channel, you can do so by buying me a coffee. All the details are down below, or you can just scan this QR code right here, but absolutely no pressure. Just remember to live your best life and live for yourself. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.